Hello everyone. This is the third part of the consumer protection, and before starting with the upcoming topics, let us see what we did till now. So first thing we did was the difference between the consumer and the customer. Then we understood the consumers needs the protection from the sellers because of their unethical and exploitative practices. Then we did the examples of exploitation. Then we did was the consumer protections meaning, which I told it is important, and we did the type of exploitation, which are three headings, these are also important. Then importance of consumer protection, this is the topic which we are going to continue from the previous video. In the previous video we did the importance of consumer protection from the viewpoint of the business, and there were 6 headings. Among that I also told you how to remember it. Yes, so there are 6 headings in this, that is social responsibility, part of society, use of public resource and wealth, then impression on society, consumer protection is good for the business, and sixth is principles of trusteeship and consumer protection, which I told you again that it is important for 2 marks. Okay, so these are the 6 headings or importance of consumer protection from the viewpoint of the business. Now in this video we are going to cover the importance of consumer protection from the viewpoint of the consumer. These two, importance of consumer protection from viewpoint of business and from the viewpoint of consumer, this all is the same topic. There are 2 different headings and there are subheadings in that. Okay, so there are the 2 headings, though I have covered it in 2 different parts, but they both are the same topic. Okay, now importance of consumer protection from the viewpoint of the consumer, you have to understand this. Okay, so the heading says that consumer protection is important not only for the business, but it is also important for the consumer. Obviously it will be helpful for the consumer, as the name is consumer protection, we are providing here the protection to the consumers. So basically this protection is provided to the consumer, so obviously that will be helpful to the consumers also. Now let us see that how or in which way the consumers are getting benefits from the consumer protection. The first heading is lack of unity among the consumers. Lack of unity among the consumers. Okay, now see, if there is one person or if there is one consumer who is going to complain of any business or of any product, then he will be very weak. But if there are more people or there are more consumers who are going to do complain, then it will be more effective. It is similar as if one student is going to complain to the principal that, sir, I can't understand, or I can't understand in this lecture, then the principal will not take that much into consideration. But if there are 5 to 7 students who are going to a principal and they are complaining about a particular teacher, then the principal will think about it. In the same way, if there are more consumers and they are complaining about the product, then it will be more effective. But the thing is that the consumer lacks unity. The consumer have to wait for the other consumers who complain. So till this thing is happening, consumer protection will help this person or single person or more than that to complain and to get his redressal or to get his solution. Therefore consumer protection is important for the consumers. Okay, now the second heading is ignorance of consumers. Ignorance of consumers. Now see, ignorance means to avoid it. What the consumer is avoiding? Consumer is avoiding the laws. Consumer is not knowing anything about the laws. Consumer is not knowing anything about his own rights. Consumer is not taking any legal steps. Why he is not taking any legal steps? Because consumer is unaware about the laws and rights. Why consumer is unaware? Because there is no consumer protection, means there is no any campaigns or there is no any kind of act enacted for the consumer protection. Therefore consumer protection, if there is an act like consumer protection, then the consumers will come to know about the laws, rights, and they will take the legal steps. Therefore consumer protection is important because they spread awareness among the consumers. Okay, so this is the second heading. Third heading is extensive exploitation of consumers. Extensive exploitation. Now what is the meaning of extensive? Extensive means in a very it shows the intensity, means in an intentional level consumers are exploited, means consumers are exploited very much. As simple as that. Okay, now see, extensive exploitation of consumers. Okay, we have previously seen that the sellers want to earn more profit and they want to survive in the competition. Therefore, to earn more profit and to survive in competition, they do unethical activities like hoarding, black marketing, and misleading advertisement. You can write any three examples from the previous slide. See, we did this topic. Yes, ways of exploitation. You can write any of the 3 or 4 points from these examples. So it is not like that you have to write only these 3 points, but you have to cover this thing that seller wants to earn more profit and therefore they do such kind of unethical activities. In order to save the consumer from such kind of activities, consumer protection is important. These are the three headings where consumer protection is very important from the viewpoint of the consumers. First heading was lack of unity among the consumers, second, ignorance of consumers, and third, extensive exploitation of consumers. Okay, now for learning these three headings, I have given the short form, that is LIE, lie. मतलब झूठ बोलना. So this is the 5-marker whole question. For remembering it, I have given the short form for this question also, that is for the viewpoint of the business, and it was SP have principles. If it is not followed, then you will be sent to the ICU. And for importance of consumer protection from the viewpoint of consumers, you are having the short form lie, LIE, lie. So in this way, you can, you have to write the headings for 2 to 3 times. You have to practice it so that you can remember it. So do that thing at your home. That is the homework. Okay. Now next topic. We have seen that consumer protection is very important. It is very important for the consumers as well as it is very important for the businessmen also. So as the consumer protection is very important, the government has enacted the act which is known as Consumer Protection Act, which is in the year 1986. Okay. Now whenever you write Consumer Protection Act, don't write just Consumer Protection Act. You have to mention the year always, that is 1986. In OC there are very less years, means less data which you have to remember. That's why it becomes very important. So whenever you write Consumer Protection Act, you have to write it Consumer Protection Act 1986. Okay, now this is the basic information or just an introductory part of Consumer Protection Act. It is not important for the exam viewpoint, so just it is for the basic understanding. Okay, now see, what is the main aim of Consumer Protection Act? The main aim of Consumer Protection Act is obviously, the name says, as to protect the right of the consumers. Protects from whom? The Consumer Protection Act is providing protection to the consumers, but from whom? From defective products, services and cheating of sellers. Okay. Now for providing the protection, what the Consumer Protection Act is doing? They have set up a 3-level layer. What is 3-level layer? Means like something like a court, which is at 3 levels, that is district level, state level and national level. Same as the court, there are also Consumer Protection Court, which is at the 3 levels, district, state and national. Now these 3 parts we are going to understand it in detail, and which is also an important question in the upcoming videos. So this is just for the introduction. Now what this 3-level or 3 organization does, over here the complaints are registered very quickly and the solution is also done very quickly at a very less cost. So that is the benefit of the Consumer Protection Act for the consumers. First thing they are giving is they are protecting the rights from the sellers, and they have set up 3 level of organizations where they can do registration of their complaint, they can get the solution and at a very less cost. So this is the importance of Consumer Protection Act. Okay. So now we have seen over here that the consumers means Consumer Protection Act is providing rights. Now you will think that what are the rights of the consumers? Okay, that is the next topic. Let's see which are the rights that the Consumer Protection Act have provided to the consumers. Okay. Rights of consumers. Okay, now this is the again important topic. It is important for 5 marks. It is important for 5 marks, and I bet you that this question 90% this question will be there for 5 marks or 3 marks in the board exam. So Please pay attention well. It is very important, not only from the exam viewpoint but also in a practical life. So we all are going to be, or we all are consumers. So which are the rights which are available for us? We should obviously know that. Okay, so rights of consumers. Now I have written over here by CPA. CPA means Consumer Protection Act 1986. Okay, now I am clarifying one thing. There will be a little confusion when you will complete this topic in the exam. See, there are two type of rights. One rights, there are some rights which are provided by the Consumer Protection Act, and there are another rights which are provided by the United Nations organization. In this lecture, on this video, we are going to cover only the rights of Consumer Protection Act 1986. We will do the next rights in the upcoming topic, on the upcoming video. Okay, now rights of consumers. First right is representation. Means it is not in you don't have to write in sequence. I am just explaining in my way, but you don't have to write in. The first right is representation. Okay, representation. What do you mean by representation? Means to represent our thoughts, or what is there in our mind, we are saying it to the other person. That is representation. Okay, so over here the consumer is getting right to represent himself. Therefore, if the consumer is not satisfied with the product that he has consumed, he can represent his complaint, where there are many organizations set up. In the previous slide we have seen that in the district, state and national level they can complain. So over there they can complain and they can get the solution of that. Okay, so that is representation. It means the consumer is having the right to speak, right to complain. That is the first right. Second is choice. Means the consumer is having the right to choose. Obviously the consumer is having the right to choose. Means what choose? Means to choose any of the product at a competitive price, at right quantity, place and right time, at any of the time, at any place and any quantity. The consumer is having the right to choose. The seller cannot influence, or the seller cannot force the consumer to purchase a particular product. So if the consumer is going to buy a motorcycle, then he can choose what kind of engine or cc, what color, what design the person wants. He can choose it. That is the another right. Okay, it was very simple. Now third is consumer education. Consumer education means the consumer is having the right to ask about the quality, quantity at right time and place, and ideal price. In short, the consumer has the right to get information of the product, that what is the quantity or what is the quality of the product, what is the ideal price in going on in the market. He can ask any of the questions regarding the product before buying the product. So that is the third heading. So we did three headings. One is first was representation, then choice, and third is consumer education. Okay, now next three headings. It is fourth is safety. Fourth is safety. Okay, now the consumer is having the right to get protection from the products. Consumer is having the right to get the protection from the products. What kind of products that the consumer is having the right to get protection? With the products which are harmful to the health. See, there are many products which are harmful to the health. So the consumer is having the right to get the protection from them also. For example, if any of the consumer went to purchase any electronic appliance, and that electronic appliance is of substandard quality, means of poor quality, then obviously he will have danger to his health. Therefore, the consumer is having the right to get the protection from such kind of products. He can complain, obviously. Okay, now next right is information. Right to information means the consumer can, basic information of the products like ingredients, manufacturing date, direction of use, amount, quality, purity of the product. So all the things. See, now you will get confusion between information and consumer education. Over here, in information, the consumer is having the right to get information of the product. Means whatever things which are written in the package, you buy any of the product, then there will be a chart given in that where the calories and what are the sugar level, or what are the ingredients, what are the manufacturing date, all these things is written. It is written because the consumer is having the right to get information of the product. That's why it is written on that. Still, if he is having any kind of questions, then he is having the right to get education regarding that kind of product, that which are the near similar product or which are the other products going on in the market and which is the price of that. So in that way there is little difference in that. Okay, so that is right to information. Now sixth heading is redressal. Redressal. Okay, now you have, I think you have heard this word for the first time, redressal. The meaning of the word redressal is solution. Okay, the consumer, if the consumer is not satisfied, he can also get the relief. Relief means rahat, you can say in Gujarati, and means solution in short. So what kind of solution the Consumer Protection Act will provide? See, in the previous slide we saw that the consumer is having the right to represent himself. He is just not having the right to represent, but he can also get the solution of his problem. So over here he will get the solution. Now what kind of solution the person will get? He can get the replacement of the product, right? Then he can get repairing of the product. Means if you are buying a product and if the product is little defective, then the company will repair it for free. So such kind of service he can get. He can get compensation for his loss. If he has suffered from loss, he can get the money, or the money equivalent to the loss that the person has suffered. In Gujarati we can say bharpai. So these are the some of the reliefs that the consumer can get if he is doing any kind of complaint. So he is having the right to get the solution of his problem also, right? Okay, so these are the 6 rights which is provided by the Consumer Protection Act 1986. First was representation, then choice, consumer education, safety, information and redressal. For this, if you want to learn these headings, then I have given the short form RCC sir. There is RCC camp going on, so sir of that RCC. So you can remember as RCC sir. And in this answer, I have tried to write the headings in a sequence of the short form, so that you can it will be very helpful to you to learn in that way. So it is RCC, representation, choice, consumer education, then sir, that is safety, information and redressal. Okay, now this is all for the today's video, and in the next upcoming video we are going to do the rights of the United Nations organization